Key WWE figures apparently hated a shock SmackDown angle. A popular WWE event is returning, and Tony Khan says AEW is here to stay on TNT and TBS. Stay tuned for all the deets. So going straight into the news from last night's SmackDown here, a report from WrestleVotes giving a bit of insight into the backstage feelings following the surprise re-debut of Giovanni Vinci. He was set to go one-on-one with Apollo Crews, but then Apollo Crews just rolled him straight up for the 3 as soon as the bell went. One of the fastest victories probably in SmackDown history.
It's going to be up there for sure.
Yeah.
He came out, he had his big entrance. It wasn't quite what he had in NXT. They didn't do the pause thing, but he was doing all the points. It was Giovanni Vinci, the playboy, the Italian playboy character that he was in NXT. Comes to the ring, he's doing all his taunts. The bell rings, and he's just rolled up, and he loses as quickly as he appears. It was a blink and you'll miss it moment, really.
Yeah. Well, the report states that there are a few key figures within creative that absolutely hated the direction of the Vinci angle, and so it obviously seems to have divided quite a lot of people backstage. I'm just gonna I love Santino, but please just don't make him another Santino because he's Italian. Just come on.
That's the worry. You don't want him to become a comedy character because Vinci,
you know he's capable of such good stuff, and you can do the comedy, you can do funny, but he is a credible threat.
He is a credible threat. He's great in the ring. He's got a good look. I think he's actually quite good on the mic, very underrated on the mic. He kind of was forgotten about in Imperium because he was next to Ludwig Kaiser, who's very, very good, and Gunther, who has surprisingly become one of the best in the business right now on the mic. Vinci, I think, needed a good re-debut, and this was not it. This has really made what was building to be with these promos that they had on SmackDown, the video packages, an interesting character that they could bring to the table. My worry is now that, as you said, that will be a comedy character.
Or he's going to get like Max Dupree or something.
Max Dupree. I mean, I mentioned on the news last week with Adam that I'd love to see him mix it up with Pretty Deadly, but have not so comedy. They're actually a credible threat. I think it might go the way of comedy.
I don't, again, this is just a re-debut, and again, it's a pretty bad re-debut. But I think it's one of those things where we don't know where it's going yet. I guess, true. Right? So that's the one thing we don't really know where it's going. The report that people backstage are upset, though, is a little bit kind of like, maybe
it's concerning,
anywhere.
right? Yeah.
But there might be a plan that this is going to lead to something down the line, and if it is that case, then fine. Okay, we'll probably hold our hands up and go, oh, okay, I get it now.
The word that I'm intrigued at is the key figures aspect within the creative team for SmackDown. If they hated it so much, why did it go ahead? Why did that angle go ahead if there was so many people hating it? Unless it's in hindsight hated it?
Yeah, we don't know how the structure works. We don't know how the power works now. We don't know who has vetoing ability. We don't know how this stuff flows.
Yeah,
I guess.
true.
So, and key people might not mean all the key people. It might just mean some of them. So, yeah. But keeping it with WWE here, as per a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE is also open talks with a number of talents with expiring contracts. One of the names being Asuka, who WWE have apparently signed to a new contract already. The report notes that there may be other names re-signed, which WWE are yet to confirm publicly, though, and this just makes sense.
It makes complete sense. They have been leaving things right up to the last minute for big contracts in the past year or so, but it makes sense to have some expiring and being like, right, let's sit down, let's start those negotiations. We've seen it with Asuka. If you go and watch the first video of today, you'll find out another name that's possibly linked with that story. There's just so many people that they should be locking down, and it makes sense. Asuka, great addition. Also, Asuka's been around for a while. She's a veteran. You want to keep them in that locker room. Yeah,
you want to give people that franchise tag, don't you? You want to paint the logo on them and go, boom.
Yeah, they're here to stay.
Well, moving over to the other side of the fence here, we've got a new match set for AEW All Out. It was looking like a suspiciously slim card. I was hoping I was going to get out of there within 3 hours, but no, Tony!
No.
So during last night's Collision, it was confirmed that Top Flight and Action Andretti are going to be taking on Shane Taylor Promotions and the Beast Mortos and the Undisputed Kingdom in a 3-way trios match on the AEW All Out 0-hour pre-show.
Hey, it's going to be fun.
Currently, it's the only match listed for the pre-show. Yep. Do you think we'll have Mariah May close the pre-show?
No,
they usually like to have the pre-show be something kind of exciting, and then you get that first entrance, and then it's hey, click.
Well, we had for All In, the entrances for the first match were on the pre-show, so maybe they will do that again if they want to pack as much into the card. You said it's a little bit slimmer. it's still,
it's suspiciously slim.
There's 8 matches currently out of time of recording on that, not including 0 hour. Yes.
Yeah, like in terms of the full card, and All In was 12, including the pre-show. Yeah. So, expect some segments and some things to go a bit longer.
I feel like we will get another match confirmed for the 0 hour. It may have been announced by the time the show starts. It may be announced during the show, but
maybe this is going to be the debut of El Clon. And El Clon is actually just the color inverted version of Hologram, and it's just Scorpion and Sub-Zero, right?
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Give me that. Please, Tony.
We've also got a match set for next week's AEW Collision as well, with FTR set to take on the Grizzled Young Veterans after FTR issued a challenge on last night's Collision. So I'm just, get the Grizzled Young Vets in there and just wipe the floor with them. Turn them into a bored little mop.
Yeah,
go on.
Absolutely. I mean, I fully expected this match to be on All Out. I thought we were going to be here today discussing that it was added to All Out instead. But it looks like next week's Collision, they want to stack that FTR, GYV. That's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be GYV that wins, though.
Yeah.
But I think it should have been on the pay-per-view.
It's going to be a hell of a match, hell of a back and forth. But Grizzled Young Veterans just strap a rocket to them, ride it to the moon. Like they like, and also just give Gibson a mic. Don't let Gibson be at any show without a mic on him at all times turned on. Just let him talk over matches. I don't care.
He's so good.
He's just the best.
And hopefully, with them being in AEW now, we'll get to see those characters that we love from the British Independents that we've not seen in quite some time. We liked a little glimpse of it. What I've really liked the glimpses of it that we've seen on AEW so far, especially after their debut at All In. Put them on pay-per-view, though.
Gibson's the only wrestler, and obviously Drake's amazing as well, but Gibson's the only wrestler where I've seen people actually take their shoes off and hold them up because they hate him so much.
Hate him. He's so good at getting heat. I'm intrigued to see how that, over a long-term period, translates to an American audience. I think it will very well, because he's, as we've said, he's very good.
Easy to hate. So I think he's one of these things where second he can tweak that nerve, they're going to be absolutely laughing. But moving to the other side of the fence, we got a bit of a blast from the past, don't we, Fraser?
We do indeed. Confirmed by WrestleVotes, WWE is bringing back Saturday night's main event. This will be returning to NBC this coming December. This is following reports the past week that NBC was going to be airing a primetime WWE special later on in the year. And all signs, I think everyone went, it's got to be Saturday night's main event, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be Saturday night.
This is the thing. This was the birth of the current WWE visual production style, is Saturday night's main event. Dick Ebersol sitting down with Vince and looking at wrestling when it was this dingy, dim lit, like you'd just be 4 lights on a ring in a dark arena. And he just went in there and over one night cut this whole thing together, showed them it, and it was like, it can look like that.
It can look great.
And so Ebersol and NBC, they're a massive part of the WWE story. And I think that, it's just a relationship that's nice to rekindle. One thing I would like to say is please just make it so much better than the bloody terrible, like the 20s versions of them. They were awful.
They
when
weren't
it was
great.
like the early 2000s ones, they were just naff. Bring back the blue ring. Bring back the ropes. Bring back just a simple curtain and the neon logo. Bring it all back.
Really make it a nostalgic thing.
Get celebrities in there, tie it all in, make it feel like the big deal it used to feel like. But I wasn't even alive at the time. And then going back and watching it, it's exciting.
It's nostalgic. Tickets go on sale next Friday, supposedly, according to the report by WrestleVotes.
Go.
I think I might.
Just have a wander down.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. I'm off.
Well, moving back to the other side of the fence here to close things out as well. Tony Khan has given a bit of an update on AEW's never-ending pursuit of a TV deal. It feels like I've been talking about AEW's TV deal now for about 8 months, going, it's happening this week.
It's happening soon.
It's not happening this week. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks until it happens. It's not happening at all. It's happening. Well, apparently, following AEW Rampage going off the air last night, Tony Khan addressed the live crowd and said, I think it's safe to say, I feel pretty good to say, AEW on TBS and TNT, I think is here to stay.
Yeah.
And then tweeting ahead of the shows last night, Tony Khan said that AEW's on the 1-yard line at the most important time in our history.
Now, obviously, you were joking, and it feels like it's going on for a long time, and it has been going on a wee while, but
it was an exclusivity window. There was all sorts of other
There's
stuff,
all sorts of aspects like that, and I feel like it's so close to happening, and I want to say it was maybe planned to be announced at All In.
Yeah.
It maybe that wasn't quite there. We know that the deal is currently sitting with lawyers. That's according to Wrestling Observer newsletter. It's sitting with lawyers. They have it. They're going over the fine details of it. I imagine it's been that way for a little while.
Yeah.
TV deals are large things to be signing. So when Tony's been like, it's happening, he's probably also been like, come on, hurry up and let me get this announced.
I think that there's actually no TV deal, and what he means by this is that Korn are going to play Here to Stay for the entirety of every episode now moving onwards, and then they're going to just laser project it on the moon.
Yeah.
And it'll be the first ever like show you can't not see, because it'll be every night it's just on the moon.
It's just on the moon.
Yeah.
It's just on the moon. Or TNT TBS. Looks, as Tony says there, it looks like it could be staying with them.
I think tying it back into the brand that it's most synonymous with makes absolute sense. Obviously, we've got belts tied into it with like channel names on it. There's all sorts of other stuff. That's easy enough to change, but I think AEW, TNT, TBS, it all seems to just be like a nice fit right now. And if they can keep that relationship going, then why the hell not?
Exactly. There you go. Well,
Well, we're going to be back later on for All Out, me and Ross. About 11:30 here at youtube.com/cultaholic/live. You can get in there right now. I think the link's just below in the description or pinned underneath the video. But you'll be able to click on that and then give us a load of abuse, and you will see us there at about 11:30. We're going to start when the pre-show kicks off, and we'll be with you through the night. So do make sure to stick with us. We'll have all the regular content out afterwards as well. And if there's any breaking news, I'm sure we'll be right back behind this desk. But if there's anything else that breaks over the course of today, we will catch you in a bit. If not, have a lovely show later. Ta-ta, bye.